Welcome back to my F125 Driver Career. This is part 16 today for the Season 1 finale at Abu Dhabi. If you missed the previous episode at Las Vegas, I recommend you go and check them out before seeing this one because, spoiler alert, well, front row start, but sadly did not produce my first win of my career. So, yes, that will have to wait. So moving to R&D then, obviously it's just about preserving as much as possible. We've got minor engine power, we've done the air already. Did think about ERS as well, but this is the final engine power one, so I'm going to put that on the car, or rather protect that upgrade, and then it turns out I've got enough R&D points to do the ERS upgrade as well. But surprisingly, a few teams there, that's the top three, McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, as well as Aston Martin, Haas, Racing Bulls and Sauber have all brought upgrades. So interesting that so many teams have brought upgrades to the final round of the season, considering the fact we've got a major engine regulation change, well, the engine and also the aero side of things coming up over the winter break. So that will be very interesting to see what sort of order that reveals when we move to Season 2, which hopefully will be coming soon to the channel. But we move then to qualifying. Abu Dhabi in this format is actually a good track for me. But however, just to give this series a Season 1 send-off, guess what happened?
Okay, here's an update. We've got a leak in the hydraulic system, so it's going to be a few minutes before we can get you back out on track, I'm afraid.
It's also got past that braking issue, which left me P15 after my first run. Not an ideal start to qualifying, but can this change here? Good through turn 1 and the opening part thing. This is where I lose time to the AI. I have got a lower downforce setup on, as per usual. For me on F125, it seems to suit my driving style better than a higher downforce setup around a track. 3/10 up though, as well. Racing Bulls eventually gets out of the way as well. As we go down into this thing, that track narrows, of course, not as narrow as Monza, of course, which obviously was yesterday's IRL race. In case you're watching this, I don't know, in 5 years' time. Back to 2025. Not the ideal, however. Those two horrible corners there, and I've lost a bit of time, a 10th and a half there. So there is time. I'm going back that time at turn 10. So I've actually gained it all back by now, but that's a 10th and a half extra. So we'll see where a 10th and a half more could have gained as we move into the final sector then. And at this point, I think my tyres must have died on my previous fastest lap. I do need to watch about that green bar because I'm about to run out of ERS, going to deploy EUs, but it's only going to be the short run up to the line. 6/10 gain. Wow, that is a huge improvement, and that's P11. So, 10th and a half would probably put me in front of Norris, but that's it. So I'm not too worried about that. Albon, fantastic job as always, but Verstappen is 1,000 years in front. 23.5. Did he fly round or something? So yes, well, we'll see what we can do then from what will be 11th place on the grid. Hopefully some final points for the season. It's time for the race day's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake, and just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.4 miles of track, featuring 21 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 offer plenty of potential for overtaking, and the circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular turns 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc and Antonelli, Russell, Ocon, Gasly and Lando Norris, Phoenix, Behrman, Nico Hulkenberg, Doohan, Alonso, Bortoletto, Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson. Stroll and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. Well, it's the last race of the season, but there's still plenty to prove out there. How important is getting the right mentality for this season closer?
Yeah, a lot of races to cover, but it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course. If you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high and carry that energy into next season.
Mate, that podium last time out was great. I know you got a trophy, but hey, I got a little bonus. So let's do more of that, please, this weekend.
I'll be having some of that bonus, thank you very much, Mark. Race strategy is a one-stop, and yes, tyre wear seems to be a bit harsher than what the game realises, so I'm going to be start on the hards and move to the medium tyres. It does mean that I think everyone else is going to be starting on mediums, heading to the hards as well. Seems to be half and half, seem to be there or thereabouts, and I'm actually the only one that's varying their strategy here at Abu Dhabi. 5 red lights then for one final time in season 1, and lights are out and away we go. It's an okay start, obviously on the hard task, and everyone else in the medium will have better traction. Going to try and sit down here on Lando Norris. There was a bit of contact there between myself and Norris as well. I'm going to let yield to Norris. I took too much of that curve there on the inside there. What happened here? Gasly on the outside there, and then it just none of us really wanted to yield there. We'll have on boards first with Norris. He's just down the inside. The space was there for me to go in, and then obviously Gasly tried to get him on the outside. Let's have a look at Gasly then. He's just Norris has already lost his front end plate there at this point, and then Gasly just tries to get the position but unable to get. We need to get in front of Norris then if he's lost his front end plate, and exactly what I'm going to do at the horrid 2 corners as well. And Antonelli's been forced out by Ocon as well, so that's two positions in one, and up to P8. Meanwhile, further up the road, we've got this lot battling on between Tsunoda, Russell and Leclerc, and Tsunoda's actually going to lose 2 positions in 2 corners as well. Up at the front as usual, Max Verstappen has the lead, but Alex Albon has jumped Oscar Piastri and he is up to P2, so Albon is running well. He's having a good end of the season as well. Bodes well for Williams for us really into season 2. As we're now tried to get past Esteban Ocon there, but not really able to do so. Ocon retired out the previous 2 DNF'd in the previous 2 races. He'll be looking to try and end this, finish this race and finish in the point. He's in P7 as well. My goodness, that was close. Hopefully I haven't got damage there. Was there contact? It was a slide there. The rear end just slid all together as well. How close? Very close was that. Arguably closer than what we did to Hulkenberg as well. And now as we jump into the end of that, and Ocon has spun it. He's had a Spinala. I think we could see that coming. That whatever he's set up, he's running on that rear end of the Haas. It's just not going to work, and he's getting himself stuck potentially on that sausage curb. And of course, safety car has been deployed, which absolutely ruins my race because absolutely everyone is going to come into the pit and fit the hard tyres. And of course, because they have low tyre wear, they'll be able to do that until the end of the race. So not only have I got to then make an extra stop because the mediums won't go that distance, especially for the player because they have more tyre wear, but also because if I don't pit, then I'm going to lose time anyway. So in hindsight, potentially I should have stayed out on the hard tyres. You know, they actually felt not that bad. Potentially then stretched it and hoped for another safety car in the lead. You know, maybe try and help Albon out potentially, but nevertheless we're out in P7, and the safety car is at a rare appearance of the safety car. I can't quite remember the last time I actually saw the safety car in my F125 driver career mode. So if you can remember, let me know in the comments below. The safety car is going to come in the end of lap 6, and straight away I need to get a move on, and straight away, just like that, I'm going to get past Yuki Tsunoda round the outside of turn 1. Lovely little manoeuvre, a little bit wide on the exit there, but well, don't need to worry about that. And up to P6. Here's a replay of this. Yeah, you do see overtakes usually on the inside of turn 1. It's usually on lap 1, because obviously there's no DRS there as well, and that is Hulkenberg. He's racing side by side with Antonelli behind us, and Antonelli's going to try and hang this round the outside at that very long turn 10, I think that is. Excuse me, but Hulkenberg will have the racing line. Who will have this position between Hulkenberg and Antonelli? And Hulkenberg will have the inside going under the hotel. So yes, Hulkenberg is up to P8. Can Sauber get points? You know, rare points for them. I'm caught up to Leclerc down the inside here. Can I get the move done? Yes, I can. Albon's being forced out. Russell has not got DRS. This is my chance to get up into P3 and run away from this lot, potentially on my medium tyres as well. Albon on the outside. I've got the inside. And was there contact with Russell there? I don't know. Not entirely sure where he was on the inside there. I mean, that was a easy manoeuvre on Leclerc and get the better traction on Alex Albon and as well. Now it's just about a drag race between myself, Albon and Russell. Did I clip Russell here? And the answer is there is a front wing end plate, so I think I did clip in there, which that's my bad as well. But he'll have to come in and fit a new front wing, unlike Lando Norris for some reason, even though they've got the same damage. So we were watching there, Hamilton getting past Gasly and Norris struggling as well. Now we're watching Albon starting to struggle on the hard compound tyres, who's now all got Tsunoda all over the back of him. I've got bigger problems with the fact I've got Charles Leclerc all over the back of me. I haven't got enough ERS really. I could recharge, but I kind of need to keep the pace up because, yeah, 24% there. I'm able to get past him in that section. Seems to be, yeah, he's braking a little bit too early as well. This particular point, I'm being tapped by Tsunoda as well. Had to leave room on the inside there. But then out of this corner, usually they have super duper traction out of that corner. However, I got DRS and was able to move to the inside here of Leclerc. Leclerc will try and hang around the outside, and I think will there be understeer? Yes, there will. Again, that's my bad. But I'm keeping this P3. Piastri and Verstappen have checked out for the top two positions. The final lap 14, Leclerc is passed. Can he keep this position? No, he can't. He's way too slow into that section, the AI, as well. But I don't particularly think I deserve P3. You know, Russell would have been up there had I not chopped him off at turn 10. So, yes, I'm coming into the pits then to fit the soft tyres, and I'm going to absolutely go for it. You know, where will this is going to send us right back. You can see there's about 2,000 cars that are going to come out in front of us. So let's get this party started. First up is George Russell, the man we took his out front end plate. He is pitted for another set of halves, interestingly. So not really sure why he's gone for another set of halves. I think he'd have been a lot higher up had he put Williams. Poor Isaac Hadjar. You get to see the best of him in this career mode. I'm going to send it on both him and George Russell down the inside. Lovely manoeuvre up to P18 as well. Here's a replay of this manoeuvre down the inside there. You know, Russell will probably be a little bit annoyed that I've come out behind him. I do question whether or not he did actually pit to replace that wing as down the inside there of Ollie Behrman. Next up will be his teammate Esteban Ocon, and look at the drive I'm able to get past. You know, this is why we have the soft tyres. I prefer the softer tyres in this game, because look at that. Yes, we're going to have terrible tyre wear, but in this early stage, you know, there is light and day between these old hard tyres and my fresh soft tyres, you know. And I'd like to see variants from some of the lower AI just to try the strategy, you know, like Alonso did at Zandvoort, as well as down the inside of Lance Stroll there, his teammate, and up to P15 already. Next up will be Liam Lawson. Now we're going to Sector 3 though, and I can't get stuck behind them. Down the inside here, it's absolutely sending it a little bit out of control there. Next up to Jack Doohan. Down the inside here, under the hotel, thank you very much, up to P13. Next up, Bortoletto. Can I get him through this final corner? Move up to the final corner, send it down the inside of the final corner, and that's a beautiful set of moves up to P12. Next up, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, up to P11 there. Gasly and Alonso are in sight, and it's a much better traction than both of them put together. Gasly moves to the left hand side, I'm going to move to the right hand side, follow Alonso and send it down the middle of them, send it down the inside of Fernando Alonso, and back up to P9. Next up will be Nico Hulkenberg. As we move into the hotel section, I can get a move on. We can get Lando Norris. I don't believe place that front wing as well. Down the inside of this corner, same what I did to Doohan, a little bit more curb there, but up to nonetheless to P8. As well as a replay at this corner, overtake, and yes, a lovely little move there at that corner under the hotel. Meanwhile, up in third place, Yuki Tsunoda has gone in front of Leclerc as well, but both him and Albon are right behind me. Could do with Albon getting P3. I think that would help his focus going into season 2 to get a podium. Max Verstappen has won his 1000th Grand Prix of the season as well. Unfortunately for us, and for me, tyre wear really tough, and in the end, as we ran the final corner, come across the line, it course to round off our season 1 in my customary P8. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. The safety car came out at the wrong time, but obviously in hindsight, potentially we could have, you know, pitted later. Who knows? Try and back them up to get Albon the win. Yes. Alas, it didn't happen, but nevertheless, the pace was there. I'm unhappy with the result, and it's okay result. It's more it was points on the board anyway. P8 is probably about where this car can be. Russell only P15 in the end, so it does mean that I finished P6, which is a record for me in the season 1. 115 points. I don't quite know if that is a points record for a season 1 or not. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Albon P9 in the end after a late start does mean we finished with 184 points. Very good. P4 in the standings as well. But obviously, this is the end of season 1 now. There's our full results, and P8 has obviously been the most popular one, the first P8 since Silverstone there. Obviously, Verstappen finishes the season with 4 race wins out of a you know, I mean, he only lost what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 16 rounds, so I'm pretty sure that's right. No. I've messed that up completely. Ignore that. So he won 11 of the 5. So 11 of the 16 races. So not quite a record, but not quite matching his 2023 win percentage either. But nevertheless, super impressive for Verstappen. He will take some stopping, and in my career modes, he is unbeaten since F1 2023 on this channel. So he will take some beating, possibly in season 3. We'll have to see what options are available to me, whether I stick with Williams or whether I move to another team. You'll have to wait to find out to see what happens there. As I say, I'm working on season 2 right now. It will take a few weeks. I have set a timeline for trying to get this out by the end of the month. I'm very confident I'll be able to do that. So only a few weeks away from season 2. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button on as well to never miss an episode. But yes, all that is left is I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for watching this first season. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day and goodbye.